Welcome to this edition of Engineering Track. A young Nigerian innovator who constructed a robotic crane will be showcasing his inventions. We'll also show you how key lock work. Stay tuned for more on today's edition of Engineering Track. I remain Tim Tai of Fagbon.
When you open up a lock with a key, do you ever stop to think about what's going on inside? Only the correct key will open the lock. Why is that? Each key has its own unique shape. These ridges on the key have to match exactly with the lock for it to work. There are many different types of locks, but the most common one is called a pin tumbler lock. Let me show you how this works. This outside part is called the case, the inside part is called the plug. This is the part that turns when the key is put in. The opening here is called the keyway. On the inside, there is a few more parts. There are several vertical shafts that go through the case and the plug. Each shaft has a spring, driver pin, and a key pin. The springs press all the pins down so that they all rest on the ledge. You will notice that the pins meet at a different level for each shaft. For the plug to turn, the pin must line up with the shear line. Now watch what happens when we insert the wrong key. The pins are not lined up, which means the plug won't rotate. When we insert the correct key, everything lines up and the plug turns. So we've covered the case of one key for one lock. There is another case. Let's say there is a building where there is a different key for each door, but there is also a key that opens every single door in the building. This is called a master key. For the master key to work, there must be an extra pin in at least one of the vertical shafts. We call this the master pin. Now, the plug will turn if there is a key that raises the pin either to here or to here. So here is a regular key going in. Now there is the master key going in. Both keys allow us to turn the plug. Some master key system will have more than one shaft with a master pin. So that's the basis of how a pin tumbler lock works. There's a whole lot going on every time you use a key to open a lock.
when you look at the world right now, these are the people who control the world, the people with innovative ideas, the innovators. I mean, look at Facebook that we're using right now, Mark Zuckerberg. When you people look at him, you might be thinking that that's a super genius. No, it's so easy to be an innovator and a creator. The innovative energy and innovative ability is in everybody. You know why? Just for one simple reason, that we are all created by the Creator himself. And then what the Creator did, he created us in his own image. So if he is a creator, he put that creative ability in everybody. We are his expression. We are his image. We can do what it does. That's what it means that we are his image. So, but I'm going to convince you. You don't need to believe me just like that. I'm going to convince you through this series that you can be an inventor and a creator as well. So, how do you become an inventor? To become an inventor, thinking is primary. Thinking is the key. The ability to think. But unfortunately, in our world today, we are not taught how to think anymore. People don't know how to think. So, but I have a whole series on thinking. If you go to my YouTube page, Sunday Adelaja Official, you look for The Art of Thinking, or if you go to SoundCloud or Telegram, you see it there. So I have I'm not going to talk about thinking, but thinking is key. Remember that. Get to fall in love with thinking. That's number one. But I'm going to teach you how to think as an inventor today, and how to think to create and invent today, and of course in subsequent series of this genre. So thinking is the key, is paramount. The ability to think is paramount in creative abilities, in creativity and innovation. Number two thing you need, you must practice what we call creative meditation. Remember that word. Remember that phrase. Creative meditation. Creative meditation. Creative. I'm not talking about meditation like the Eastern religion does, or Buddhism or Hinduism, when they meditate and just fly away somewhere in the Australia or wherever they call it. No. When I'm talking about meditation as in the Bible, as we are meant to function. So what is creative meditation? Let me just teach you what creative meditation is. That when you sit down, or you look at anything you look at, and anything you see, you meditate upon it with the intent to bring out a product. And that is possible. And today, you are going to see how that is done. So just remember that. Creative meditation. That's number two. Thinking, creative meditation, and now I'm going to give you the practicality of how to do those two things. I'm going to show you now how to practically become an innovator and a creator through creative meditation and through an active process of thinking. I'm going to show you 3 secrets today that will make you to become an inventor. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be a Mark Zuckerberg, but you can create something as great as they have created from nothing. You can create something every day. So what are the keys? If you want to create things, the first thing you must learn to do is think associatively. I will later demonstrate that to you. Then the next thing you need to do is to associate ideas and concepts. You must learn. Remember that. Learn to associate ideas and concepts. What is that? Like I say in science, but don't worry, I'm going to simplify it for you. Then number 3, next thing you must learn to do, you must always search for relationship between existing objects and ideas. Now, I'm going to go back to those 3 words again, but in a practical way. I have my assistant here. Hello, Kate. Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you interested in becoming an innovator?
I want to know how to become an innovator.
Okay, give me that iPad. So this is my iPad here, yeah? So iPad, when this was created by Apple, they didn't create anything to hold it or a case for it. But somebody saw this, and this is what I call associate ideas and concepts. Also, search for relationship between objects, existing objects and ideas. So I think associatively. So when I look at any object, I'm looking at iPad now. When you look at any object, always think. That's why I say thinking is key in innovation. Think, what can this object be, what can it be connected to? What can I connect this object to? So when you look at any object, think of ideas of what it could be connected to. When you look at any object, think of ideas that they could be connected to. What is the relationship? What can I relate this to? That statement, what can I relate this to, is called associative thinking. So you find something and say, okay, but this is not being held. It's not easy to hold this. It's not easy to hold it. So ideas. This is iron. This is thick. How can it be easier for people? So people came up with this plastic, yeah? So this is called association of ideas and concepts, or associative thinking. So there are two things. So what you do to be an innovator is that you always look for relationship between existing objects. And you always look for relationship between existing ideas as well. If you want to create, you could create through existing object. Look for relationship between any object and any other thing. And look for relationship between any idea and any other thing. Or between objects and ideas, between ideas and ideas, and between object and object. So I look at one and I begin to think, and how do I know what will fit for this? Just look around. So they came up with things like this, with leather or plastic. And now we have a case. We still have iPad, just one product. But it's much more easier to hold. It's much more easier to make it to stand. It's much more easier to have a case. So now we have a case. What is this? Thanks to thinking and creative meditation, they used the strategy that I gave you. The first one, associative thinking, associate two things. Either two concepts, two ideas, or associate an idea and a concept, an object that is already existing. So associate ideas and concepts, or associate ideas and products. So this is what they did. But right now, I want to show you how I could look at this and create another product, another case. This is what they got. But right now, I'm going to create another product. Using the same principle, associate. I just look into the room. So you don't need to be a genius. Just look around you. I just look into the room right now, and I found my handkerchief. So this is my handkerchief. I'm going to use it to create something that is better than this. Mm-hmm. You remember what I said? Associate ideas and products. Always look for a relationship between existing things. That's how you create. You create from, all creation is coming from something that is already existing. So you just improve on it. So they already had this, and they have this, and the solution is to find this. But I just think of this. If I make a case from cloth material like this is much more nicer, much more softer, and then I could actually use it to clean it. Mm-hmm. I could actually, it's much more, this is hard. So I could use this and sew it as a bag and use it for ladies, for women, for clean environment inside case, for, fashion, for, just this. And this could create a better product than this, or an alternative product to this. What is this? This is just by looking for relationship or searching for relationship between existing objects and ideas. But in this case, it's just associative thinking, associating ideas between two existing products and ideas. What do you get from this?
I think that except for this, I found solution for it to be cheaper. I can change it anytime, so I can be fashionable. I don't need to have 2 or 3 like this. I can wash it. I can even customize it because I can sign something here.
And with your dress, you can always put the color of your dress.
And my question is always, when I go to bathroom and I turn it on, I want something that will absorb wet. So this will make this solution. It will absorb wet, and I will have problem with my iPad. So wow.
You got it.
Yeah.
Now let me show you another creativity, another way of being an innovator. Whenever you see this cup, this is just and under the glass cup, right?
Yeah.
So how do I create something from nothing out of this cup? You know, you remember creativity and being an innovation is just to look at existing objects or concepts. Look at existing object or concept and think. Creative thinking or creative meditation. Think. And then associate this thing you are looking at. Look around you. What can you associate it with? Associative thinking. Look at other objects like it that could be associated with it. Or look at ideas. Or look at two or different existing objects. So I've just looked into the table and I found another different object. Existing object, yes. These are two existing objects, right? I saw this and I saw this. I saw many other objects, but I just picked this. Now, what could be the unity? How can I make something, a new product, out of this thing, this my surface box, and this my glass? It's like there is no association between them. Nothing, no relationship. How can I make a product from this?
It's not possible.
It's not possible, yeah? But it's possible. The key is creative meditation, deep thinking, associative thinking. Like you remember, the principle is search for relationship between existing objects. But there is no way to bring this existing object to make this. But then also between existing object and ideas. I got it. I found the answer. You know what? What is it? I can't, there's no way for me to combine this into this, but I see something that this has and this doesn't have. This has colors. It's very colorful. Very colorful. I see colors here.
Yes.
And I don't see colors here. What about if I bring colors into this kind of glass?
It will be very interesting.
See, associated, that is how you create new product. Because see, this used to be like this, now you have this. Because you just saw another object and you just took something from it and added to this and you get this.
Very, very beautiful.
But now, people have this already in sale, but they don't have this. Glasses like this, they don't put it in color like this. You can do that. And we could create a new product. You want to clap for me?
Yes.
Anybody can do this. Let me show you another product that I want to do. Yes. Now, what is this? Some of you don't know what is this. This is already existing product. You know, this is just a plastic that is wasted. This is a waste. This is like something from the garbage, right? This is from the garbage. And this is also from the garbage. This is a pillow that is spoiled. And this is, shear. Plastic shear that you sit down, they break all the time. In most places, people just throw them away because they don't know the secret of innovation. Because when the shear, you sit in plastic shear breaks, you throw it away and buy another one. And then when your pillow is spoiled, you just buy another pillow. But what is this? You tell them what this is.
This is the thing that it helps me to type on PC. I will put PC here on my knees like this, and I will type. It will make me easier to work.
Because when you sit and you put your hand computer on your leg, the heat is going to your leg.
The heat is not comfortable to have a mouse here, so I will have this to help me working on my PC anywhere. Like
so you can put your PC here, and this is now instead of putting this on your leg, right?
I can put
you
it
can put
over
it
here.
here and you use your
And then
mouse.
I can use mouse over here.
And then the heat is not going to your body.
Yeah.
And then you can type. But then it's easy for you, the pillow.
Yes, the pillow.
You don't put your leg on the plastic thing, but on the pillow.
Yeah, so I can move it. I can make it this angle or this angle, whatever I want.
And it's soft for you, it's convenient. That is coming from two waste products. The first waste product is this, the shear that is broken. The second one is pillow that is not useful. Then you just put this and you also carry it like this. You see? You can carry it like this. So this is already existing. It could be sold.
But I wouldn't carry it everywhere.
You cannot carry it everywhere. But you can carry it in the house. But to carry it everywhere, you know what I now want to do? A new creation for you people. Just thinking, what can I still do with this? I can make this and look at, this is for computer. Why don't I turn it into a bag? No, a hole here, cut it.
Yeah, make a hole.
Make a hole here and bring the iPad or the computer. Bring the iPad or the computer. Okay, bring the computer. If the computer I use, I put it inside. I got it. Sorry. Sorry, you know, bring it. No, I will not, don't worry, bring it. I put it inside, I cut it inside, because I didn't know, I didn't prepare it. So you know it's real, it's not as, we didn't prepare this originally. So I saw it here. Right now it's just put there, it's not sewn. So I saw it here, and I put the computer inside. See, now the computer is inside. I cut it here, put it inside, and put a zipper. Now, I have not just the pillow and the something, but a bag. But now, you know, you could also remove it. And then, yeah, you see? You see? So this is the broken chair. This is the spoiled pillow.
It becomes a product.
And three things and a product. This is creativity.
This can be all even used, you know, if you are traveling, it can be like a thing to...
Yeah, for the plane, yes.
Yes, so and still you can work with it.
Yes, and still work with it.
Traveling bag.
Yeah, and then your computer also has a bag, but with soft one.
It's like...
So
wow.
what have you learned from my lesson today?
We have now a lot of solutions, like we solve with this product, for example, we solve problem for traveling. First of all, I don't need to carry this bag together with the case for PC.
Yeah.
So most probably I won't take it because I have to carry this and this. But now we combine it, so I just carry it like this. Then, if I'm traveling in the airport and I will need to have rest, especially if it's 12 hours of traveling, then I can
have the pillow?
I have the pillow, I can put this pillow to sleep. But if I still want to work, I can put this as a table and continue working.
Yep.
And if I want to work comfortably on my couch at home, I'll just put a pillow and table together and I will work on PC. So I have 4 products.
So thank you so much, Kate. Let me give you the concept again from number 1. To become an innovator and inventor, thinking is the key. Number 2, creative meditation. Not just think, but creatively. What can I make from what? How can I use what I'm hearing, and what I'm seeing to make something out of it? That's creative meditation. 3, the key, 3 the keys that I gave you. Think associatively. Always associate one thing to the other. What are the things to associate? Ideas and concepts. That's number 1. Associate ideas. Combine them. Try them out. Try concepts out. And then search for existing relationship between already existing objects and other objects. Or search for relationship between already existing ideas and other ideas. Or from between existing concepts and other concepts. Or just try to associatively think between existing object and a new concept or old concept or existing object and a new idea. Try to combine them. Associative thinking. That is how you become an innovator. And I hope this, my contribution, will help to raise a whole new generation of innovators and creators and inventors from all over the world, especially in the developing countries of the world.